when you ask a brake pad to do two things, so street driving and then also track driving, you're not really going to get the best of both worlds. You're going to get kind of a medium. It's like an all-season tire. So typically, even if it's a couple times a month or even once a month per season, we typically suggest that people have a track set of brake pads and rotors and then a street set of brake pads and rotors. Hey everyone, my name's Mitch.
And I'm Dennis from Auto Cannon.
We're here at the Hawk booth at SEMA 2024.
What's up guys, I'm Jake with PowerStop here at the PowerStop booth in Central Hall, SEMA 2024, and we're here to chat brakes with you guys. If you're thinking about kind of being kind of a street warrior, kind of hooning your car on the street every now and then, you got a high performance or muscle car, carbon fiber ceramic pads mixed with drilled and slotted rotors. It's going to give you low dust, low noise. It's going to make sure you stop smooth, but also look good too, keep the wheels clean, that kind of thing.
When you have a high performance racing pad, an aftermarket racing pad, those are already going to be designed to deal with the higher temperatures that we see on race cars and even street cars that are used on track as well. Normal street cars like this thing on track can get upwards of 14 or 1500 degrees as a peak temperature, Fahrenheit. All that's going to come down to just the chemistry of the brake pad and how it's designed, the different components or ingredients that they use, and then also into the different components used in the brake system. So if you have a high quality cast rotor that doesn't have drills, maybe even doesn't have slots, but it has good dark iron in it, that'll be a really good option. And then obviously really good brake fluid, which we offer as well.
If you kind of step up and go into some weekend track days every now and then, semi-metallic pads, so it's going to dust your wheels a little bit more, but it's going to have more initial bite, especially when you get up to track temperatures, and it's not going to fade as much as street pads. And then if you're in a dedicated track series, we have our track day spec, which is kind of, we sponsor Spec Miata race series, we sponsor Radford Racing School, they run our track day spec pads on the car, and that's more for dedicated race series where the temperatures are very high and you need to be able to not have brake fade out on track and be confident in the corners.
So if you have a pad that has higher initial bite, typically it's going to have higher friction levels as well, or more torque, more wheel torque. What really comes down to is if the tire can handle that extra torque. So if you don't have a good set of tires, sticky 200 tread wears, slick, something like that, all that brake pad robustness that you've built up isn't going to actually get down into the pavement and actually slow the car down any better.
You want to use the right brake pad for the application. So if you have certain tires, there's certain brake pads that you want to use with those tires in the application, whether it's TT, wheel to wheel, or whatnot. And what's great about Hawk is that you've probably seen it online. There's great graphs that they show you which is the proper brake pad that you should be running for your need. They have such an assortment, you're going to find something that you need at Hawk for sure for almost any application.
Right. Once you've updated your pads and your rotors, with high quality components, typically we go for good fluid as well.
Oh, yeah.
Something that has a higher dry boiling point as well as higher wet boiling points once it's a little used and old. Fluid's kind of really where it's at. It's kind of like the weakest link of the brake system. Once the fluid gets hot, you're kind of done. If you look on the back of the label, there will be a dry boiling point. The higher that is, the better that's going to be fresh out of the bottle. There's also something called wet boiling point. That's once it's started to absorb moisture or has gone through different heat cycles on track. Once the fluid starts to turn kind of brown and kind of a rusty brown color, definitely needs to go. Anything that's used on a track, it should be having its fluid flushed, or at least having the calipers bled fairly often.
We bleed like every other track weekend. If it's a really hot weekend, sometimes we'll just bleed the car if we're starting to feel any kind of like a fade, depending on the temperature. But a lot of times we don't really have an issue, and most of the time that we actually do brake fluid, it's just normal maintenance. If you do it right the first time and you use really good product, you don't really have to worry about it outside of the regular maintenance schedules.
Yeah.
The key thing that I always say in terms of brake fluid is the first time you ever go to the track, for all the newbies, probably don't realize that brake fluid's been sitting in their car for like 5-6 years.
Right.
You're gonna find out really quick on a racetrack. You're gonna run out of brake really quickly. It doesn't matter the system, doesn't matter the pad, doesn't matter anything when your fluid boils over. So that is literally one of the first things you need to go do before you go on a racetrack, is to bleed that fluid and use really good quality track capable brake fluid.
Yep. So thanks for talking to us about brake pad technology. If you guys have any questions, check out the Hawk Performance website, www.hawkperformance.com.
And yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everything. Follow us at PowerStop Brakes and find your next brake upgrade at powerstop.com.